city awoke, under a sun tempered into molten amber, spilling across streets that gleamed like tactile memory pressed into stone. Every surface responding to touch with patient acknowledgment. The people labored at first with fear and urgency, their bodies folding into the rhythm of unrelenting purpose, moving overwoven, breathlike textiles and through frameworks of sinew and tension that quivered beneath effort. Every step across chalked remnants of past devotion was weighted with the resonance of generations. Every hand brushing metal guided into silent obedience by repeated discipline. The wayfarer felt the world press into their spine like a living compass, every motion curving under gravity's insistence and desire's pull. The sentinel-warden patrolled the squares, eyes catching the faintest gleam of time-worn echoes, sensing the quiet architecture of vigilance that shapes a city from memory. The artisan-maker drew from threads so fine they carried intention like air, molding substance that bends yet refuses surrender, crafting forms that exhaled effort and patience in equal measure.
The groundskeeper of rites walked the guarding paths where air hung heavy as living folds, scattering dust of extinguished devotion like smoke made dense with recollection. Every gesture conveyed claim without command, each step a reclaiming of what had been lost to neglect. The tide walker flowed between stone and river, a conduit of instability, of measured yielding and retrieval, feeling the unspoken pull of all things needing restoration.
The bloodline air traced fingers along containers that argued against oblivion, a lineage made manifest in carved permanence, their presence anchoring the past to every laboring hand. The form shaper pressed against clay, timber, and metal, coaxing resistance into obedience without cruelty. The substance itself bending under directed care. The record keeper and archivist moved like custodians of unseen currents, cataloging ritual implements that carry intention like sediment. Every mark a pulse of accumulated human will.
The people's toil became devotion etched into every sinew. Their energy siphoned into the city until fatigue yielded clarity. Structures rose, temples rested from patient earth. Bridges curved like breaths frozen in midair. And plazas glimmered with light that poured across surfaces like concentrated thought. Gardens bloomed with petals surrendered fully to gravity, while towers reached skyward as if inhaling their own effort. The city itself seemed to respond to the rhythm of flesh and mind, shifting and settling under the weight of deliberate care.
The fellowship, the one shaped by distance, the figure who keeps watch even when unseen, the hand that translates vision into matter, guardian of continuity through practice, one who moves between instability and shore, the living continuation of a former will, the one who persuades matter into meaning, memory disciplined into archive and curator of what must not vanish. Observe the transformation with awareness sharpened by accumulated strain, each sensing the invisible tether that binds labor to legacy.
And then as the final foundation was laid, the sun-struck walls polished to a honeyed translucence, igniting shadows into clarity. The people stood, hollowed and renewed, their efforts transmuted into visible splendor, witnessing a city no longer fractured by neglect, but unified in radiant purpose. Here was a triumph of endurance over chaos, of discipline over entropy, a manifest miracle wrought by relentless care.
The ancestors observing now, the shades of patience made tangible, seemed to exhale approval through every carved relief and planted bloom. The people understood without being told that mercy flows only where effort meets devotion, that honor is restored through measured labor, and that true abundance requires the willing surrender of self into creation.
The city, a testament pressed from patient hands, breathing stone and timber as one, held its victorious opulence without pretense. Every courtyard, every tower, every column a proof of toil transfigured into beauty.